My guy.
Good, man.
All right. Good to see you, brother. Oh, you got the guitar? Guitar.
Give me the guitar.
Hey, you fucking up there, nigga. Young Lenny Kravitz, young Prince. You know what I mean? Fuck it up. Man, sound pretty nice on that bad boy, man.
Yeah, I was putting in some work and I'm like, oh shit, meeting coming up. So
Hey, shit, man. I'm glad to see it, man. You gotta do the things that make you, feel alive, man. And I know that's one of them. So
it's good to be back on the call though. I'm gonna go grab my headphones for
yeah, do your thing. We'll wait for these other niggas to show up. I think Pierre and Kev said they both gonna be on, so
that's what's up.
this nigga Marcus out in Cabo or some shit doing his Drake shit.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, man. That's my guy.
Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sweet. I can hear you too. Cool. All right.
That nigga's beard looking beefy. That nigga came on with the lion's mane beard, boy. That boy's beard is nice.
Dang.
That nigga look like Dracula, boy, with a beard.
That nigga look like he got grandkids and shit.
He look like he about to spit some shit, boy.
Dude, he look like the guru. He look like the nigga you get your powers from. Shit. Like the mage out this bitch. What's good, bro? Shit, man. I had to chop mine off. Sad.
Yeah. Did you go yet? You just got back?
Nah, I'm about to so I'll go every month. This month is this weekend, so
this weekend.
Yeah, coming up.
Have a good one, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
What's good, young guy?
Food. Oh shit.
I'm chilling. Have you met my man P?
Yeah, he came to my crib, right? In Vegas?
That is right.
Yeah.
That was a good ass. Hey, man, I think about that shit all the time, but that was a good ass night, man.
And good times.
With the B-dubs the next day. Had a little meal.
Bro, shit was nice.
It was crazy, because we had to wait for you to get in the crib.
Yo, I brought that girl over and Marcus, I could hear all y'all niggas talking, but Marcus in particular, man, if I was in there, dog, shit. I'm like, you got that deep voice.
No discreetness.
None. Oh, he's trying to get his. Boy, that boy a vulture, boy, when it come to that, man.
That boy not coming. I just saw him looking cute on IG.
Oh, he in Cabo. He on his Drake. He on his Drake. So I don't think he'll make it tonight. Yeah. He on his little Drake thing. I talked to him a few times throughout the week.
Man, that shit's funny.
How y'all feeling, man?
Feeling good. I've been catching up on the book, so I'm at chapter 7.
Chapter 7.
I don't know if that's... Yeah.
I'm on. I listened to 14 today, which is a really good chapter. Yeah. I'll probably knock out 15. I'm probably go ahead and finish that thing out this week. I'll probably listen to 15 tomorrow. I think it's 17 chapters. I want to say it's 17. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and crack that bitch out. But definitely, I'm probably gonna re-listen to 14 again because there's some notes I wanted to take. He was spitting in that bitch for sure.
Yeah, man, it's good information, bro.
It's a great book, man. Great book. Young God.
What's going on? I ain't mean to be late.
Oh, you good?
What's up?
going on?
Shit, chilling. How you feeling, man?
Man, I can't complain, man. I just been trying to get the school stuff knocked out and just focus on the next step.
I feel it. I feel it.
Oh man, it's looking bad for your boy.
Who?
Ooh.
Me, man. So that exam I'm supposed to take, man, it's usually like around a 50% pass rate.
Mm-hmm.
And they changed some stuff, and the people who took it in May, only 25% of them passed.
Oh, that don't mean nothing.
You on 25? Didn't that just mean you in the small percentage?
I appreciate y'all.
I'm not concerned unless you
positivity.
say it's less than 3%. I mean, if it's 25, bro, you good.
I'm still, even at it's 3%, I'm still like, fuck it, nigga. I can get in there.
Hey, somebody's gotta get in there, right?
Y'all crazy.
All the way.
I'm super crazy. I'm super crazy. I'll tell you that right now.
That's facts.
Hey, but how hard is really? Think about it, man. You know, binomial equations. It ain't that hard. You know, statistics, easy peasy. You got it.
It's applied
I just gotta-
statistics.
I just got it. Granted, I got a
like
B
in
in my
practice.
class right now.
Yeah,
I got a
you
B.
know firsthand. So you got to take what you doing and apply it to real life.
Well, I gotta do that every day anyway, because all our homework assignments is like go out and
That's
find
fact.
something, and it's just like you gotta be kidding me. But
Hey, y'all got that shit, whatever, man. Y'all niggas got it. Y'all
I
guys.
appreciate that.
I know I ain't got it. I'm about to
And
start
if you don't,
hiring
and
to finish my homework.
and the fact is, if you don't got that bitch, then fuck it, you get next time. Ain't no this.
Yeah, it's all right, man. It's all it's already paid for. That's a sunk cost. I can't make future decisions off of past ones. You know what I mean?
And you spitting.
Yeah.
That's real.
We was talking about the book. Where you at in the book, Pete? You get a chance to get into it?
Yeah, I think I'm on like chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, man. I think I just telling them I'm on chapter. I listened to chapter 14 today. Man, that shit was fire. But I was telling them, it's a book on focus, so really just getting down to that one thing you need to do every day.
Man.
And it's all connected, man. Because you once you find that one thing, you find that the next one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you things. I hooped on Sunday. And that was the first time I hooped. Like ran full court, and probably at least.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Let alone I haven't even shot a basketball other than on like Grayson's little tight court. Like I haven't shot on a rim or anything. I mean, I still go out and shoot at like my imaginary rim because that's just part of my workout. But so it's probably been about a year.
Yes.
A year and a half at least. I would say a year and a half at least that I actually ran full court hoop, played basketball.
Sure.
But I was still, still on the rope, still trying to, stay fit and stay ready and even get ready. Not perfect, but you know how I go. So I finally went out and hoop because I've been got the invite. I've been getting invites to hoop probably for like at least 2 months. So I was like, nah, I want to get to where I need to be, feel good, want my body to be all right. Because I don't want to be feeling like crap when I go play, and I still want to dominate.
Right.
That's a wise decision. That's a wise decision to take your time.
So I finally came back, played this Sunday, played great. By the way, I ain't gonna say great. I played very good for what I expect to do. I wasn't like normal me, but either way, I was where I wanted to be at for not playing for a year and a half. That first because I played, it's never a surprise. It's just more of like, all right, yeah, that feels right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, we played by ones and twos. And yeah, I mean, you've been to an open run with us on like those Sunday mornings, stuff like that. Kev even came to one time. Kev was getting it too. He was hooping. God ain't take no shots. But
I was so dead, bro.
But the fact that you even got out there, bro, just made me so happy. So
I took one. I took one. I have
one?
no legs.
Thank you.
I wore shorts. I
He
didn't
didn't
have
have-
no legs.
He didn't have hoop shoes on. Like that nigga plays so like
Yo,
low
were
Air
they
Maxes
were they even
untied.
my shoes? I think they weren't even my shoes, bro.
I don't even think you tied them bitches up. But you was out there.
Man.
That's what I'll do, man. I love you for that.
Shit, that's what's up.
But so I probably played about 6 games on Sunday. And the first game, I think I had
give me a second, okay?
I had like a
I'll be
couple
right back.
layups and a putback. And we only played a 10 by 1s and 2s. My jumper was like, I took a few shots. Like jumper just had no depth perception. No, it was just, I'm like, this jumper shit not working. But for some reason though, that second game, like I think we ended up winning that one. So yeah, we played that second game and I hit like the next, I think I hit 4 2s in a row. Or not in a row, but for my team, I scored our bucket. I think somebody else hit the game winner. But nonetheless, it just turned on like that. And then after that, I was just a mixed bag of kind of feeling on myself. But I was sore as shit.
Welcome back, nigga.
I said all that to say I was sore as shit. I knew I was going to be sore, though. I felt good after I played, but I knew I was going to be sore the next day. I was like, it's coming. But I was like, I've been stretching. I've been staying on top of my body. It shouldn't be too bad. And of course, it was sore shit. Yesterday, I'm like, man, I'm still sore as shit. Like, I'm like, bro, I want to play next week too. I was like, man, I ain't trying to be sore all week and then just now start feeling good. Then it's time to play again. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, man. So today I was like, I'm really taking, care of my body very seriously. Like I gotta I gotta do certain things. I was like, I gotta go to the ice bath. I gotta go. I was like, plus I've been meditating. I've been locked into meditation more than anything else in my life, whether it be financial, business, meditation wise, I've been locked into that shit. So 20 minutes, I think I can do a full 30 minutes of focused meditation, like really concentrate. So that's like my max, I think. But 20, I can, full 30 minutes of concentrated meditation.
I'm gonna try that shit. I ain't gotta work tomorrow, so.
But here's what I do though. My average, I try to go to my average of 20 minutes. I try to do like a 20-minute meditation the most. Like I probably do that at least like 4 days a week. And then I have a 10-minute meditation that I do as well. That's like, just one of those days I really don't feel like doing it and I know I need to do it. I usually can do a quick 10-minute. I can lock in. So, but how on the Wim Hof, they tell you, you're supposed to take an ice bath after you meditate or one of those cold showers. So I was like, I've been meditating for a while. I should be able to handle this. So I was like, if I can do 20 minutes of meditation, I should at least be able to do 10 minutes in an ice bath.
I think you got that shit.
Well, I did it. I already did. I did it today.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So you did it?
Yeah. So
you out here taking cold showers?
I did that a lot last year.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this crib, the water doesn't get as cold as I like. I can do it when I'm like at Chantel's or something, but I fuck with the cold showers.
I don't do it all the time. Cold showers though. The crazy thing about cold showers is, even if the water cold, once you do it so long, the water don't feel cold no more.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's going into what I was saying about the ice bath. Because I read before I did it, I was like, how long should I do it? This and that.
What you're saying with the ice bath, except you could end up dying in extra long.
They said, well, I didn't make it too crazy. I bought one of those big ass bags of 22-pound ice, put some cold water in the tub, boom, and sat in the tub. Actually, I recorded.
You could do them in high school.
I recorded it as well. But they say after the first 2 minutes, you should be good.
This nigga started OnlyFans.
That's bad. 9 o'clock.
They want to say it. They want.
Make some money off that shit.
Y'all niggas are silly. But no, I did this shit, man. It felt really good. And I was like, so now in my head, I'm like, all right, well, now this has to be a part of my routine. So once a week, now it's like, all right, start implementing the ice bath. So it's like building that the meditation habit led me to that. The ice leads you to an ice bath habit. You know what I mean? The hoop habit led me to this habit. So it's like just building those good habits, but it's always comes down to that one. But for me, it always comes back to meditation for me, man.
I do got a question.
Yeah.
Do you suggest making it to the 30-minute meditation before the ice bath, or?
I really don't know. This depends on. I wish I was an expert in that sense, but I say you do whatever you feel. I can't really give you a definitive answer. I think it's just good to build that memory or that habit of like, because even when I got in the bath, those first 2 minutes, I started just, all right, let me focus on breathing. Let me just focus on breathing. Because there was points where I was like fucking shivering. I'm like, shit, this is fuck. But it felt
I tried
good.
that shit a long time ago.
It felt good. So, but like that the thing said, like by the time you get to 2 minutes, that's only 2 minutes is only that's 120 breaths. That's the way I look at it, because that's my meditation pattern. You know, the other day I counted how many breaths it took me to get to somebody's house. Like just because I'm so locked into it. Like, because then you think about you have to be, say you know exactly how many breaths it takes you to do a 10-minute workout. Just you know, however many breaths it takes you to do. Say you locked in, say you was able to concentrate on something that specific anytime you want it. So think about now when like a disaster happens or people start shooting or something, like how focused you can be onto like, all right, if I just focus on breathing and do what I gotta do, I can get to safety or something. Like it just, that's how I connect those things in my head. Yeah. So when I'm like, oh, it takes me 1,028 breaths to get to my mom's house from work, like I can know like, oh shit, if I need to get home and I'm fucking panicking, all right, just breathe and drive, breathe and drive, breathe and drive. And I know if I count to, and even you're gonna lose count sometimes, because like when I do the meditations, all right, here's the strategy I work. The best way to understand, y'all seen that fight with Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris, right?
You know,
like, the old classic movie. I'm gonna tell you, so I'm gonna tell you another secret of how I break shit down in my head. Because like whenever I get confused or lost, I always just go back to the numbers. You know what I mean? So like I can always go back to, if I feel like I haven't meditated enough in the last couple days, I'm like, all right, I can always go back to doing 5 minutes if need be. I can always go back, even if I can do it for a full hour straight. And I guess some days you just fall off. You know, in the back of your head, well, like, I can always go back to doing 5 a day to build that habit again. You know what I mean? So, but Bruce Lee, that first half of the fight, he was kind of like feeling Chuck Norris out, right? You know what I'm saying? But once that second half, that nigga started bouncing, started dancing.
That bounce.
Like, he locked in. So it's like, for when I jump rope, for example, all right, if I'm going to do 10 minutes, I'm like, all right, that first 5, I have to concentrate on that first 5 minutes of like just maybe counting how many times I jump, really just concentrating on like, and just getting through it. Kind of like doing a countdown in your head. But then once I get to that second 5 minutes, I'm just locked in. I don't have to think about it. I'm just jumping. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't have to focus on breathing. I'm in it. And I kind of feel like that's how that Bruce Lee fight went. So I take that same strategy when I go into meditation and when I even hoop. So my meditation, if y'all listen to, it's in my Google Drive. I listen to the 20-minute one. So the first 3 rounds is like 30 breaths, then hold for 30 seconds. Then it's 30 breaths, then hold for 1 minute. 30 breaths, then hold for 1.5 minutes. And then I have like this little speech where I'm kind of like giving myself a pep talk. Actually, it's Axe. He's talking when he was giving Taylor a speech. He was spitting, and I've just made that part play as that because I kind of look at it as like a conversation between my brain and my body. You know what I mean? So then comes the second half of the meditation. So it's like those first 3 rounds, and then that little speech, and then the second half of the meditation. So I know, you know how, like I said, I can do 30 minutes of pure meditation, but I try to average 20. So I kind of use that same strategy for the second half of the minute. I know for a fact I can do 1 minute of concentrated non-breathing, or the Wim Hof method, 1 minute concentrated. And even though my max is 130, I can do 130 pretty easy. But if I can easily, without thinking about it, do 1 minute. So those next 3 rounds, I just do 10 breaths, 1 minute hold, 10 breaths, 1 minute hold, 10 breaths, 1 minute hold. And then by the time it's over, it's a 20-minute meditation. So like, that's how I locked into that. So it kind of like, it's like taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back, in a sense, and building off that rhythm instead of like going 2 steps back, 1 step forward. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. You spit.
Hey, why you choose to meditate for so long?
I don't think it's that long.
I'm just saying, like, how do you determine how long you'll meditate? Do you set a time like, okay, I'm gonna meditate for 30 minutes? Because for me, I focus down.
Go ahead.
I focus down, and I'm not gonna say like, let me say Tuesday, 3:00. For me, it's more of I have my schedule, but as soon as I get overwhelmed or something's not going how I want it, that's when I back away. I sit down, I go outside, I stretch, and then I focus in and meditate then until I feel calm, and then I go back to doing whatever it is I need to do.
Well, for that, I mean, I think it's just because I meditate multiple times a day. So like sometimes it's like doing Dad used to do this all the time, and I do it now too. Like he'd have his dumbbells out, and he'll just like, if they're out, he'll just hit them. Just hit them. I was like, if they're not, so I kind of feel like that meditation the same way. What if, sometimes you just need to.
That don't work for me.
What, the lifting?
Well, having like just being by the dumbbells. If I'm just buying them, I'll never look at them.
Fact.
Well, but you a different type of dude though. You hit, I never lifted like you to be like big. I just wanted to be like decent. You when I look at you, I'm like, oh, he a professional weightlifter. Like, closer to professional weightlifter than I am. You know what I'm saying? Because you understand it. You like have a specific purpose. Me, I'm just trying to stay, nice. I don't need too much. I'm trying to look. I'm gonna get most of my exercise from the hoop. But I think it's just important, like that you do go to like if you feel overwhelmed, that you go to because I feel like that too. So I usually do like a short one. Like if I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, like shit, let me crack out a quick 10-minute meditation. Like, 10. I got 10 minutes. The focus on something. I got 10 minutes multiple times throughout the day. So it's like you can have it scheduled, but the big ones that I do, like the 30 minutes to 20 minutes, those usually after preferably in the morning after I've like worked out, after I have my shower, after I've like hit the jump rope, because like my breathing's all on point. And I just make it a part. It's kind of like just preventionary meditation versus like, wait until I do feel overwhelmed and then start meditating. Like, but if I meditate right there, even when I start feeling overwhelmed, I'll be able to handle it just because I already meditated throughout the day. I already feel good. So
proactive meditating. Proactive, not reactive. I got you.
I listen to these guided meditations, but they only so long. But you want to be. I know I've been sleeping on my meditation for sure, but one of the things I always talk to people about with mental health and wellness is you're going to be cautious of only meditating when you're feeling overwhelmed and when you're stressed. Because the best way I could explain it is, when you play a video game and your health gets so low, you really want to avoid your health or your mental health getting into the red range or where it's really impacting you in such a way where you feel like you have to go away. That's why it's so important to get that routine down and where you're meditating on a regular basis to really avoid getting to the point where you're feeling so overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Y'all tell you the truth.
It's like a person being overweight and wait until every time they overweight again to work out. It's like, well, we just work out. Yeah.
Yo, to tell you the truth, I think the shit is like masturbating, dog. That shit is like
it gives me a lot of control,
it's
man.
It's a joy there. Yeah.
It just gives me a lot of control that I like, even just on my decision making.
That was big wags.
Yeah, that's why he my wag. Because you remember, hey, Kev, and you know what's funny, man? This is important.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad, because remember when him and Axe went off on that trip and then he like did the ayahuasca? Like,
that's find him. In the Indian retreat, Native American retreat, kind of the spirit animal.
That's the type of shit I would do with Rel, man. That's for me and Rel.
I can see y'all doing that too.
But and then
no call this week. We looking for our inner spirit animal.
Hey,
my
you
fucking
need the
phone, bro.
Honestly, if I didn't have a kid, this would probably been one of those moments. Perfect. Like I probably would have ducked off heavy. Like, but I would have been focused because I'm focused on something though. Because it goes back to in my first book, man. I wrote about the hyperbolic time chamber, You know, and like if you had to spend a year, think about this. If I even start to evaluate relationships, because that's why I even told y'all what I thought about that on like why I brought in Billions about like which characters y'all would be for me. Because like relationships are so important, and when you focus on something that really matters, you only can divert to a few people to really, if you want to get into a rhythm of things. So like say you needed 30 or 60 days to really lock into something to get it done. You're probably really, if you're really super really concentrating on it, you're only going to be in contact with a few people, depending on what you're working on. And I feel like for me as a, you know, what I'm working on, where I'm at in life, I'm only going to talk to a few people. That's why I even do this call, because these are the people I want to talk to. But like in a hyperbolic time chamber, do you think if you took every friend that you have or every relationship that you have and be like, could I spend a year with this person and feel like, will I like the results that comes out, the results of who I am after that year? You know what I mean?
Good question.
If I spent 1 year with this person, it's just me and this person, and we just had to go on a journey, will I feel better about myself, like a better person than from when the year started? And when you look at it,
today, you're gonna ruin relationships with that question.
I mean, but I'm gonna save some too. You know what I'm saying? Those ones I'm looking for. But if you can't do that, if you don't think that's the thing, maybe that's time you just remove. I ain't gonna say completely remove that person from your life, but if they clearly don't align with what you got going on, it's kind of like maybe you're supposed to meet at a different time or reconvene that relationship at a different time. But like if you have a specific goal at whatever part of life you are in, or the people around you that you're contacting on a daily basis, if you have to spend a year with each of them, are you a better person or even closer to that goal? And hopefully, is that person being around you, do you make that person a better person? Because I think it should be equally, you know, I feel like I can spend a year with each one of y'all. And I feel like we can go, whatever, if we had to lock in on something for a year, whatever our goal is, and it was just us, we're going to fuck some shit up. My opinion. But that's really like, it really made me start looking at like all my relationships. So I haven't been in contact with a lot of people, but it's not that I don't respect or love those people. It's like, yo, I'm at this particular moment in my life, I really have to focus on this. And the energy that these people bring to me right now is what I need to build this thing that I'm working on.
You know, I'm a firm believer that if you actually stay focused, you put your head down and you focus on what you're really trying to do and you believe in it, then somehow, some way, in the laws of the universe, people are going to start finding you. And people are going to start saying stuff that's on the same thing you on. And other people who's not close to you, even if they are close to you or not, are going to either weed themselves away or bring themselves in. Because when you start thinking different, people are going to start acting crazy. Like I call people zombies. That's my thing. A zombie is somebody, when you start free thinking, they start coming at you like, nah, man, stop thinking like that. You need to act like this. Like, I ain't got time for zombies. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So for me, whenever you get focused on something, I feel like the laws of the universe going to bring whatever you need to you through whoever needs to become, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a big bar. That's a big bar, because once you start to prepare yourself for what you want to do, it's the law of attraction, but it's not anything magical happen. I don't really think you're attracting anything. It's just you're elevating your consciousness, and you can see. You could actually see the things that you want to see, and you're noticing them because it's on your mind. And it's so many people. Like the more I work on myself and learn certain things and start to feel comfortable having certain conversations, it's so many people that I've known for a long time that I'm like, oh, you into this too? Like, oh, I was talking because I we've been looking for investment properties. I was talking to my manager the other day at work. I've known this man for like 6 years, and I just found out he has two investment properties. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a bar. That was a bar for sure.
Yeah, niggas are spitting today. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's really evaluating relationships and really getting locked in on our goals, man. Because at this point in time, man, the world's at a crazy place, and you know more shit's coming, man. But it's like niggas still got goals, man. I can't be focused on what y'all talking about or this and that, you know. But I gotta do what I gotta do. And when you surround yourself with the same people that was on that shit, man, you end up in a meeting on a Zoom call on Wednesday night at 9:00, 6:00, California time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Either way, man, y'all my niggas. And
yeah, I just think that life is always interesting, man. Like just the little things. Like 5 years ago, the conversation we having right now, nobody would have said it. You know what I mean? Nobody would have been like, "Yo, P, man, you and Kev gonna be on the phone call with Devon and Jarrell. Y'all gonna be on there chopping it up, trying to get some things lined up. You know, the universe gonna be talking, speaking some truth."
I'm like, you stupid.
Like,
we really clown this nigga so
but that's a fact, though.
Like, but that's the problem.
But the thing
That's
is,
the
I
problem
think
too, though.
even if we did roast that nigga, we would. I can only speak for myself on this. If he would have said it,
malicious,
I would have roasted him for sure. But I still would have believed him. That's the thing. I still would have believed him because
I probably wouldn't even have understood why at the time. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like, I just wouldn't have understood the concept before.
I would have roasted him, and then I would have gassed him up because that's the type of person I am.
That is the type of person you are. That's a big fact. Like, one of my favorite books is The Art of War, and I've read it probably hundreds of times between reading it and listening to it. Like, I get in the shower and I put on The Art of War, the audio book. And the first time I read it in college, I was like, "Oh, this don't make any sense. This don't apply to today. None of this. This is ridiculous. Why do people talk about this all the time?" But now dang near every time I hit play on that joint, I could apply something from the book to a part of my life. Like,
that shit relevant.
Yeah, see, I'm spreading my forces too thin. My forces, I'm spreading them too thin. And it's really just about elevating your thought. I forgot. I got lost in the middle somewhere. I went on that.
But no, you spitting because
no, but you go. Yeah, you go.
I feel like that with every book I read now.
I forgot where I came from and where I was going. And I was in the middle.
You pulled the Michael Scott. You started a sentence.
I wasn't going to keep talking. Like I wasn't going to finish the Michael Scott.
Hey, it sounded good to me, bro. Shit.
Yeah, hey, I was locked in.
But I feel like that. I feel like that though with every book I read now too. Like, is everything I read, like there's a point. There's something I can apply to my life in this. Yeah, man.
So all you need to do is learn one thing, man, from everything.
Hey, bro, it changes.
You read, like that book. Remember you told me to read that? That was it. Rework.
Be right back.
You love that book.
I love it.
I did love it.
That book made me quit my job. That book made me quit.
He was going. Yeah. I didn't love the book, but I say all the time that he blew my mind when he broke down the meetings.
That's the part. That's the part that's like, yo, I can't
and
be here.
He's like, you have a meeting with 10 people for an hour. You're not wasting an hour. You're wasting 10 hours. That was one of the illest bars in a book I've ever read. I was like, man, that blew my mind. That was a fact.
Listen, that is the chapter that was like, yo, I can't work for this place no more.
Yeah, he was going in that chapter for sure.
Bro, because the meetings, oh my God, the meetings.
Every time in the meeting, I'm like, wasting 20 hours.
This could have been an email.
Yeah,
especially when it could have been an email.
Some shit that they could have texted
you. Is that this? He said something else too. Is that the same chapter where he talks about how in corporate America meetings are only an hour and 30 minutes now because the program that people use is just set up that way?
I think so. Because it's broke down in small chapters too.
He was talking about how the Microsoft and the calendar just set up for 30 minutes, so meetings go for 30 minutes, even though they should only take 10 minutes or 40 minutes. They go for an hour just because that's how it's set up in the program. I was like, man, cattle, bro. What?
Hey.
He was going.
Yeah, that's my shit. That's my book.
Shit, crack.
My homie still got my copy. I'm gonna have to get that up off her. Like, I've been itching it. Get that. Actually, I looked at I might have put another copy in my Amazon wish or in my cart. That's my book, man. I fuck with that.
Did y'all watch the Versus yesterday?
I have not. I've not watched one Versus.
Oh, bro, I'm not on social media anymore.
I didn't find out until I was going to bed, because I went to bed at like 8:30 last night. But then I saw on the social media that it was the Locks and Dipset.
Yeah,
Jadakiss was acting up. And I watched it this morning while I was working. It's a good time. It's a good time. It'd be reminiscent of your childhood. This was probably the most engaged I've ever been in the Versus. I was always in here working.
If there's a Versus I will watch, it would probably have been that one. I will put it. I haven't watched it.
Dipset came on too strong. And they was lip syncing. Jadakiss was acting a fool, man. I didn't know he had such stage presence.
Oh yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
I had some tickets to see him a couple years ago, and I did not go. And I feel embarrassed because I did not know he had presence on stage like that. He was killing him.
I watched one Versus, and that was Gucci and Jeezy.
I watched the highlights. Highlights, man. Just enough to know that what happened. I wouldn't see watching that.
That is shit. After that Bow Wow and Draco one, I was like, man, this shit remind me of the Hunger Games, man.
Yeah, I ain't watching. You know I didn't watch that.
Bow Wow and young Soulja Boy.
Oh,
I support Soulja Boy and Bow Wow. People talk about them because they both legends, but I ain't watching no Versus.
I seen one little, like, I seen like a 10-second clip on Instagram. I was like, yo, this is straight up the Hunger Games, bro. This is how they get us. This is how they gonna get us, man. We gotta watch out for the Versus.
They coming. It's a gateway.
Yeah.
You said they both legends.
Tell me how they not legends. Tell me how they not legends. Yeah, I said they legends. Tell me how they not.
Okay.
I'm here for the argument. They up there with Ray J.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Tell me Ray J.
They might be higher than Ray J.
How is Bow Wow?
Ray J might be higher than both of them.
How is Bow Wow?
It's debatable. For the culture, if we talk about music, they bigger. But if we talk about just the culture, it's Ray J.
Oh, yeah, well, Ray J is
and we can have this ridiculous argument, but I'm ready for it.
I'm not gonna argue about Ray J. I'm not gonna argue with Ray J. I'm with you on Ray J. But Bow Wow,
the floor. We cover what we need to cover.
Every time Soulja Boy said I was the first to do something, he was the first to do something. He got receipts.
Well, hold on. Soulja Boy is great when it comes to marketing. He is a marketing genius. I give him that.
Exactly.
I give him that. But I'm still trying to figure out where you said Bow Wow. I'm still trying to figure out where you said Bow Wow. Because I'll put Bow Wow with Lil Romeo.
No. Lil Romeo is not a legend. Lil Romeo. No, Bow Wow. That was all Bow Wow.
Okay.
No.
I don't see how Bow Wow
like a beat.
There. How you put Bow Wow in the same category with Soulja? Soulja Boy was a marketing genius.
Bow Weezy.
Him and Romeo was doing the same thing.
Bow Weezy. Bow Weezy not a legend.
If you don't say Bow Wow's a legend,
Bow Weezy not a legend.
How? He was doing the same thing Chris Cross was doing. He wasn't the first to do it.
He did it better though. It's not about who did it first, it's about who did it best.
How did he do it best? Where is he at?
You were there?
You were there? I was not there.
You was there.
Hey, Bow Wow has some hits. Bow Wow legend, man. We got Bow Wow.
Bow Wow ain't no legend.
Bow Wow only problem is he never grew.
He stayed little.
Because he was grown. It's because he was grown when he was popping. He was just lying about his age, and that's when
he took the little out of his name, though.
No, he shaved him off now.
Yeah, he said he's going straight to the government. Straight to the government.
He's not a terrible rapper. He just does terrible things that make people not like him, like Wale.
Who don't like Wale? Everybody like Wale.
Nobody likes Wale. Only people listen to music like Wale. Not people who feel music in the club.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. If you listen to the words, you like Wale.
Yeah. If you just want that beat and that hook.
if you just ask people, like, you listen to words, you listen to music, you will be surprised how many people say, I don't listen to the words.
Yeah, I can see that.
It blows my mind.
That's the
every time.
maturity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people who don't drink water. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's like when I caught my son singing WAP one day and didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
That WAP, nigga, that's mac and cheese. That's what.
Shout out to Cardi B, man. Not many people make it to where she at, to where she from, man. She probably a tool used against us, but hey, I'm happy for her success.
I was hustle Cardi.
What?
Hey man, hey.
Sound like that Russell Westbrook.
What?
Not saying I'm out here just bumping her like that, but hey, I like some of her stuff.
I got a couple of her songs on a couple gym playlists. I ain't gonna lie.
I got some Megan too.
It wasn't wild though, I'll tell you that much.
See, I think the both of them got skills, but I don't listen to their shit though, for real. But I listen to old school, so
I listen to struggle music. I listen to the.
I mean, you gotta mix it up. You gotta have different moods,
to introspective melodic rap.
I like
a very niche genre.
That shit that makes you think.
Yeah, it's like, man, they really trying to kill us.
I get that elsewhere, bro. All I need is my music.
I listen to the struggle music, but I can't listen to the female rappers, man. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't listen to female rappers. I heard a song the other day.
Oh, damn.
What is it?
You about to get us canceled. Now this can't leak.
Pussy on fleek.
God damn, bro. We canceled now. You gotta be careful. You can't be saying things like that in 2020.
The only reason I can't, because I can't sing alone. I can't be out here just singing what's some song? Whole lot of that shit be slapping. But I can't sing the song because
the problem,
go straight into sucking dick and all
that
other
with
shit. I'm
female rap.
about to rap this.
Is people only know female rappers who are equivalent of rappers that you will listen to anyway. There's good female rappers who be spitting. You can be like, oh, she's spitting. My favorite female rapper is Rhapsody. There's plenty of Rhapsody songs. He makes my niche introspective melodic rap, and she be going. If you're not familiar with Rhapsody, you need to go listen. I'll send you some songs. She be spitting.
So I got hip to her because she had that song with this nigga named Black, Six Black, wherever it is.
Oh, yeah. He crazy.
But let me rephrase that then. I can't listen to these hardcore publicized female rappers who they want to put as the marketing photo.
That's
mainstream.
That's
mainstream.
That sounded so much better. Yeah, we're not going to cancel.
I don't listen to a lot of mainstream.
Yo, what y'all think about Lil Nas X?
We're not going to talk about that.
What time was
we're gonna avoid this. We're gonna avoid that whole.
I just want to see y'all's reaction.
Y'all saw what happened. Your boy got kicked off of 6 shows. I ain't messing with it.
Hey,
still rock the baby. I got a playlist with him right now.
The funniest thing I've seen today.
He's spitting. He still gets streams over here.
The funniest thing I saw about the baby is when someone said he made Scooby-Doo chase music. That's what it sounds like.
Hey, facts.
Hey, real. Everybody got their own style. I fuck with that Scooby-Doo. We grew up on Scooby-Doo, nigga. That shit was for me.
Yo, he
I ain't gonna lie, that shit was fire.
Yeah, it was fire.
The baby. Actually, I got a playlist. This is because Chantel loves Megan. The baby and the Megan. We got playlists that's for like when we just getting tipsy, getting drunk, we getting ratchet. When we want to get ratchet, we throw that on.
That's what's
just
up.
lit.
Real talk. I could be critical of Megan at times, but I feel like any woman our age who don't mess with Megan, I don't trust her.
Yeah.
You don't trust him?
I don't trust him. It don't make sense. Cause she be saying things. It's like when I listen. I feel like it's when I listen to like Young Dolph.
Yeah. She like a female Young Dolph. Cause she gonna say what's on your mind.
Or Future. It's like none of this applies to my life, but it's a part of my soul that can resonate with it. Like you want to do these things.
And that's why I fuck with it.
No, I'm not.
And that's why I fuck with
Yeah.
it. And that's what I need my woman to match that same energy. Like, and
Yeah.
certainly not all
Like,
day.
you should
Well,
want to
yeah.
have those needs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
you should want to put that thing in that thing.
hey, why not? Because
Because I definitely want to put that thing in that thing. So I know that. So
That's
if
how
I
we get
need,
canceled.
I need
Hey.
because I need my
No,
woman to
that's
bring the
fine.
same energy. I need
hey,
my woman to
if
bring
she gonna earn the bag and the bag, get both bags. You know, the Birkin and the money. Get all that with what you get it. I
Yeah.
ain't mad at you.
Megan
If he
be
giving, you
spitting.
get it. If he giving, take it. If it's not taking, if you giving. You
Mm.
feel me?
He's spitting.
Mhm.
Yep. Sure.
Preach. Wow.
Young Dolph just retired. Ain't Young Dolph retiring from rap?
No, he just said he got a new album coming out. He said that like last year. He probably got bored in the pandemic.
Oh, I listen to Key Glock because of that.
He a crack baby. You can't take his word for that for nothing. What do you mean?
Who Dolph?
I can say that, right? Because he said that.
Yeah, he
got
said
one-
it, so it's
he
okay.
got, he got like 3 mixtapes called Crack Baby.
Right, so-
I mean, if I can't
so
call
when-
him Crack Baby, I don't
when
know.
Karen
who I
when
can.
Karen at Whole Foods run up to you and be like, "Watch out, nigga." It's okay. I heard you say that. You gonna say the same thing?
Oh. Whoa. That's not
Damn.
the same
Hey.
thing.
Yo, that's a
That's
good.
not the same. You know, and I ain't going. No, he not spitting. And
Okay, my bad. Shit.
Sherelle was about to.
he did.
I was like,
Yeah, you got it.
because he came up with that
I'll
little
take it.
scenario rule like that.
He did. I'll take it.
Hey, I'm neutral on that, man. I was gonna let y'all hash that one out.
That's fair.
But nah, man. All right, man. Well, this was good. This was good. This was been about 50 minutes already. Anything y'all want to say? Anything, man? Anything on your mind y'all want to get out before we close this thing out, man?
Question for you. So, was you saying the meeting was an hour because they gave us an hour, or you planned it to be an hour?
Oh, that's a bar.
I learned that from Kev.
It's an hour because that calendar you use
This nigga got out of seat though.
for 30 minutes to an hour.
That's a bar. First of all, that's a bar.
Brought it home. That's how you
This
end
nigga-
it. I mean, I ain't got nothing to say.
Hey,
This nigga got out of
Hey.
seat.
hold up. Let me marinate on that one for a minute. That was a bar. That was that's something.
Reevaluate the
See,
meeting time.
That's something I would do. So that's why I'm fucking with it so much. Like, that's
Yeah.
But to give you an answer, reason is an hour because I try to when I go to edit, I don't want to be like editing all day. I try to keep the episodes to an hour. That way
Try to keep the
I'm like-
spicy shit.
Yeah, so make the editing process easier. Once
That
I'm
makes
so I'm able to outsource that shit and then be like, hey, get this from like assistant or something like edit this up. But yeah, so ours is like yeah, so that's it. That's the real reason. And I'll be trying to take up niggas all day, like take up y'all time that much either. Like especially when niggas be in the groove. So
It's late for y'all. You know, it's early for me.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
what, 8:50. Hey, I did have something though.
what's up?
It's pretty good.
So, you know, we talked about meditating, and then we talked about like, you know, the music. So, do you feel like music ever holds you down from being on a level where you can get to?
Like just like subconsciously programming yourself because of the
Not
music
just-
you listen to, or like
Not
Like
just subconsciously programming
distraction?
yourself, but a distraction. For example, like, you know, you got a goal that you're trying to get. You go and you meditate. You become one. You meditate for your half hour, and then after you meditate, you get in the car, and the first thing that come on, bitch, throw that money, bitch, throw that money. It's
Well,
just like,
I see.
don't listen
I think
to
that's
that.
not a problem for me because one, I don't listen to the radio. Everything that goes in my head, I try to make like purposely go in my head. Like so, like I pick the music I want to listen to. I have playlists for like certain times and certain moods. So it's like I'm not the music. Yeah, I picked is kind of like fits what I need. Instead of just like randomly turn on the radio and like listen to whatever mainstream media is throwing at you. You know, between like Apple Music like SoundCloud or like just even Spotify, like all that stuff I'm picking what I listen to. Like I'm either listen to a podcast or if I'm listening to like my music playlist. Like so it's very, very specific to like what I need versus like get shit thrown at me.
Man, I would say yes, definitely. Definitely. Your diet's more about than what you just eat. It's about what you consume from media, from music, books, TV. Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't serve me, man, I try to cut it out of my life. That's why I don't listen to, because you know firsthand how much music I used to listen to. Because I used to have a blog. No one listened to more music than me. I used to wake up, first thing all I'm doing, listen to music. Days off, all I'm doing is listen to music. I hardly listen to music anymore. I prefer to listen to like an audio book or a podcast, or I mean, I'm trying to consume things that's gonna make me better, make me a more well-rounded individual, is gonna get me to where I want to go. And the music, man, like I was just saying, that's a tool they use against us.
Especially if it's so concentrated like that. Like I need music for me is like more like you trying to move. I need something to get my body going. Like if I'm about to go hoop, like music works. But like if I'm just like sitting around in the crib just listening to music, it's probably gonna dictate a lot of what you think or how you go about your shit. So like for me, it's all situational. But what he's doing with the blog and what that's purposely listening to music. That's like me studying entrepreneurship shit like this. But if you purposely like, all right, who dropped this? This is a new track, and you writing the blog and writing music on it, like that's some shit.
Yeah, I say it'll make or break you. Like if you throw in the right shit, you know what I'm saying? It can get you going. The wrong shit can have you.
And you're making music, real, so that's even another aspect of it. So it depends on the dynamic of how you taking it in, I guess.
The reason I asked that question,
like we pick and choose a lot.
Well, I asked that question because a long time ago, it's a cat, y'all might not know him. His name is Kev. All he would listen to in the car was audiobooks all the time. And then over time, of noticing it, I started doing it. But I ended up in a weird position where I don't be up to date on new music. So my kids be singing stuff, and I'd be like, who is y'all singing? Because I be out of that loop. But when I get in the truck, I be like, I don't even know what to listen to, which I want to listen to. And I just play whatever they want to hear. Because I only listen to music in the gym. And my playlist, I mean, like I said, it's a bunch of struggle rappers that y'all probably never heard of. But
you do listen to the strugglers of rap, man.
Yeah.
I'd be like, who is this, your cousin?
I mean, maybe that dynamic will change for me once, especially now, like with your situation, you added another dynamic to it. Now you're talking about your kids. Like, what do they want to listen to? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, Grace is still fairly young. So it's like, I still use my playlist. I even try to introduce him to some music. Sometimes stuff he'll be singing along to. So I know it's very similar. But I know at some point he's going to have his own taste and go out and seek out information like music on his own, either just from friends but it's just like, I think at the end of the day, I still have to try to introduce him to stuff that is more beneficial than harmful. But I don't know. I think it's more just awareness. So it just adds a whole nother dynamic to like music in itself. Just like movies or any other programming. It's like, it's more awareness. Like I got a Disney movie on right now. I'm watching Raya and the Last Dragon, which is fire. I don't know if y'all watched that yet.
It's alright.
Bro,
I enjoyed it a lot. I heard it was
that hit me here. It hit me here, especially the ending. I was like, ooh, it got me.
All that empathy. It's all that empathy, and you can't. You feel it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Feel me?
Yeah.
But I've been doing a lot more networking lately. Like if I hear someone speak, like I'll reach out. I'm like, hey, can we just chat for a minute? Kind of pick your brain and I just talk to people, and I ask people to introduce me to other people, and I'll just like have lunch with them and stuff. And what I noticed, just like when I would read books about people, is success isn't an accident. People who have these high earning careers, their parents were high earners as well. So they saw them doing things that made them successful. So I mean, I'm not a parent, so I don't want to speak to anyone on what they should do. But I mean, my suggestion would be is don't hide what your interests are from your kids. Have that transparency from them with them, so they're familiar with it, and just so that it could be great. But I feel like that's the biggest problem within our community is that the first one is we don't talk about finances. Niggas need to share that with their kids. If you broke, nigga, tell your kids you broke. Quit being so proud, right? and just, I mean, be great, man.
I think even for somebody with no kids, like you right on the money. Cause like that's my whole MO. Like my whole life is about what are my interests? What is Devon Connors? What is he interested in? What does he like to do? And I have to do that not because I want my kid to be like me or have the same interest in me. Do I hope he has that? Yeah. But I want to figure out how to do that for myself so I can at least give him a blueprint to show so he can find out what he likes to do on his own, whatever it is, whatever it may be. If it's hoop, if it's soccer, if it's playing the piano, if it's finance, like whatever it is. And yeah, back to even the finance thing. Cause like that even set the trigger off. Somebody said something, I think it might have been Kev, like it can be one little thing that just sets you off. And just like from like Rich Dad Poor Dad, like would you the first person that even told me about that book, Kev. Shout out to you. Well, you're the first person that came to me. You know, it depends on who it comes from. I have to listen to it. If it's come from you, it's like, yo, then I need to listen to it. But this is the paying yourself first thing. Like that was the one thing that just changed everything in my outlook on life and money. Like and it's such a simple fix. Like it's not like, and like why didn't I learn this from so that's like one of the first phrases I even taught Grayson as a kid. Like just paying yourself first. Because that's where it starts. No matter where you're at financially, if you don't have money, if you have a job, you live in paycheck to paycheck, even if you're not paying yourself first, if you just make that little switch will change your whole outlook on money. And it makes you want to go figure out what more you can find out about money and finance and how wealthy people, what are the habits. You know, so
it's paying like, yourself first ain't always money.
Yeah, well, it could be, I'm just saying, even the concept. So you say if you're collecting a paycheck, even if I don't care if you're making $1,000 a month or $4,000 a month, once I learned paying yourself first, I had then read The Richest Man in Babylon. And it's like, if you pay it in the same concept, you pay yourself first. It's like just 10%, just 10%. Like you're not going to miss that 10%. You're not going to, because like most people will spend what they have and then try to save. Then they do the same thing next month, which only leads to an inconsistent amount of what they save. And you already know they're going to be inconsistent with what they spend because they're going to go to the movies, they're going to do just through personal leisure. But if you just take that first 10%, you making $1,000 a month, you put $100 away every time you get a paycheck. And it's just like, once you do that, and you go out and spend, you put that 10% away, you go out and spend, you're like, oh, I'm not losing any more money than I thought. Like, I'm not missing that 10%. Now you're just stacking it on the side. You do that for 3 months, you know, now you just save $300 on autopilot if you're making $1,000 a month. And like I said, I'm going very small. $1,000 a month is nothing. So you spent an extra $300 a month and you're like, oh shit, I didn't make any super changes in how I live, how I eat, or anything like that. I just started paying myself first. Easily did that. Damn, what else could I do? So now what are you going to do with this 300? You got 300, shit, I can buy something or invest in something that'll show me how to make more money or do whatever. So it's like people that don't think they have enough money to start a business or go buy a course or invest in themselves, it's because they don't have that habit of paying themselves first. And I'm like, and when you do that, it relieves the fear of like spending money on a course or spending money on like a event to go to, because you have this system for saving anyway to get that back up. So that was like the first thing I did. Like that was the first thing I learned, like paying yourself first. And then after that, I got curious because like, I think, at the time I was making like, I think $20-something an hour. I learned this when I was a sleep tech. So I'm like, all right, well, I can do that with 10%. Because what I did, that I think I went to like a thrift store or something, and bought like this piece of electronic, put it on eBay and sold it and made a profit. That was like the first time I ever made money with money that I saved. You know what I mean? And so that like just, now my brain's going off. I was like, well, I'll make quite a bit. Let me do 20, let me stack that 10% just on its own. Go ahead and do another 20% for just investing in myself or courses and whatever, and then I'll just live off the rest. I did the 70, 20, 10. So now I'm saving 10%, you know, every paycheck. Plus now I got another 20% that I can invest with or like learn with, and then I still have enough to pay my bills and stuff like that. So now you create another income from that 20%, and you just kind of flip the script. And it's like, once that was the concept I lived off, like, well, it really doesn't matter how much money I make, as long as if I have this system in place, no matter where I'm at in life, I'll be able to get to where I need to get to. So it was like, that's when no longer became about the job or the amount. It just was like the habit or the principle that I live by. So no, whether I'm making $25 an hour or $10 an hour, I'm still gonna live by the same concept. And everybody's numbers may be different, you know, but like at the very least, you gotta pay yourself something first, even if it's 1%, 2%. You know what I'm saying?
Valid point.
Sure. I'm just gonna say real quick that you definitely spitting. It's because if you can't manage $100, you can't manage $1,000. So I mean, you need to have that budgeting skill and that those habits of paying yourself first. But I mean, you also got to increase your income, man. People don't make enough money, so
but that's where they even skill.
Pretty much impossible for a lot of people. Even $20, man. Those people make here $20. They like, oh, you give me $20, I'm
doing everything.
I'm set for life, boy. People don't realize that's not a lot of money.
It's not.
Dude. And I remember the first time I went to get that. First time I realized I was broke, man. Yeah. I went to go get a car, and the dude, you know, they bring the sales dude out after they talk to the regular dude. The clothes would come in. He looked at my stuff. He looked at me. He was like, "You gotta make more money, man."
He was straight up just like.
That is the soul.
And here's the problem. Here's the problem though. And this is, people do realize they have to make more money, but they immediately go to giving up more time. Cause like that's what also
in the short run.
Shit. Yeah. Cause I was working.
Instead of giving your time for a long run skill.
Yeah. So like I was already working 3/12s. And like, so I work like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then, but I was also like, I remember days where I pick up just a bunch of overtime. Like, and just, I still wasn't getting anywhere because the habit of how I distributed my money didn't change. I didn't have this skill or this knowledge. So it's like, I'm working.
You was working the overtime Friday, so you could enjoy your weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like,
well, I've been there for sure.
That's like, so we have to, at some point, we have to invest in the skill to at least to make more money, or at least make our money make some money, because most people think get more money or make more money means work more hours because they're so programmed to that lifestyle. It's like, no, go work more hours on yourself, make an investment, and build a little website or something that brings you an extra income. Like, there's so many things you can do. Yeah,
but this is the thing about it to me. The crazy part about all of this that we're saying is our parents didn't teach us. And like Kev said, he's not a parent yet that we know of. However, understanding that before you're a parent is a great skill and a great mindset to already have. Because we know it, and as men, we can talk about it amongst ourselves on becoming better people. We got that next generation coming up behind us that we got to instill all this in. You know what I mean? Because the crazy part about things in life is we got to be able to be humble enough to let our kids teach us sometimes. Because I ain't saying your kid gonna sit you down and start talking to you, but your kid might be, hey, you can do this, because they got that pure mind. And we got to be humble enough to be like, you know what, son, you right. You know what I mean? But we get so caught up. we get so caught up into other things, and our kids be like, well, I thought this was more important. Why don't we just do this together? And we be humble, you know? Because Kev said it. Kev said it. He said most high earners, parents are high earners.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it is, it wasn't just that their parent was a high earner. It was about how the parent taught that child. Because there's plenty of people who are high earners, but their kids is delinquents. Their kids is out here doing all types of wild stuff. Out here like white boy milk. I don't know if
it's
y'all
hard
know
being a parent. You could be a great parent and still be no good.
But it's all about, it's all about how you try to, all about what you instill for your child's morals. Because that's never going to change when they're little.
I mean, I've learned so much from Grayson. That's my thing. That's my whole principle. Like, I want more free time in my life so I can learn from this kid. Because this kid has taught me more about myself than I've taught myself in the last 27 years of being here by myself. So it's like, I would just watch him. I watch how he processes information. I watch how he learns. I watch how he repeats stuff, or even just, I mean, it's little stuff, man. So it's right on. It's like, I want to learn, because they teach you how to be open-minded, for one. Mm-hmm. That's the most open-minded beings on the earth. And it's like, what does my dude Jim Rohn say? He says, think like a child, plan like an adult. Something along those lines. And that's the concept. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, because they're way smarter than me. Wow. My kid's way smarter than me. He doesn't have the experience and the know-how to do certain things, but as far as a natural raw just of knowledge,
they don't put the fear before. They don't put the fear before the horse.
I'll say something. I mean, but that's really the goal, right? Is that the generation preceding us is greater than us, right? I remember I got into it with my dad one time, me and Devon's dad, and I said something along the lines, not in a shady way. I just was like, "Well, I didn't know this or that growing up," and my father got upset, and I'm like, "Hey, man, it's not a slight at you. It's really a tribute to your job as a parent, because I mean, you didn't know either, and because you were there, being my father, I was able to, be who I am today. So I mean, really, that's what we should be doing."
And that's the thing. We can't. I think a lot of people will hold stuff against their parents for information their parents didn't know, which is super.
You gotta stop doing that.
There's going to be so much information I don't know, and this will even go back to learning from your kids. Like, I know there's going to be someday I'm going to go to Grayson and be like, "Yo, how you do this, dog?" And that's going to be like the most exciting day of my life.
It's going to be so easy with him too. Like, what you mean?
and that's the thing. And it's like, but I in my first book, An Hour to Play Keys and I wrote a chapter to my parents. It's called, I called it Crime Alley, because, Batman lost his parents in Crime Alley. But I feel like when my parents became parents, because they have so many skills and talents that they didn't even know how to monetize. Like, I witnessed, there's like 20 of them I could think of growing up. But it's like, they were
That's one of the most charismatic people I've ever met.
Oh my God. But that's the thing.
People used to come over and hang out they used to want to hang out with our dad, not me.
Bro. And
that's why, because you gave him hot water with ice.
And I honestly see myself, I get that skill from dad. Honestly, like, from a people skill standpoint, I'm a little bit more reserved. But even still, I'm still pretty loose. But pause.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
My mom, like, she's always been into like computers and tech and all that kind of stuff. She's always, I got this green screen. Like, she's got the green screen, the light, like, this is
cameras and shit.
Yeah, always been that person. So it's like they had so many skills, but they never really had the chance to monetize it because they were parents, and from the information they didn't know, from that wouldn't talk to them, and just dealing with life, being black in America.
Also wasn't as available to them either.
Information also not as available. Exactly. So it's like, why even in my books, I write my books, because I'll tell y'all this. If I ever die or something prematurely, whatever that means, just make sure Grayson reads my books. That's it. Like, if he reads, and when I write my books, I want, if I'm not here, what can he resort to if he's feeling confused or lost or need to find his way? He can always go back to the books. And that's kind of my thing. And so it's like that's how we keep the principles alive, but they still let them grow with the times that they're in. The information. You read Rich Dad Poor Dad, that information is timeless. Think Grow Rich, information is timeless. You know?
You know they got a Rich Dad Poor Dads for kids too, right?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, my kids got it.
That's tough.
But, nah, man. Y'all spent
awesome, man.
You know, but I will say this though, you know, for me, I got into it with my father a lot, you know, growing up, but I know what I don't want to be. And to everybody's parent or whoever raised them, they're going to show us either what we want to be or what we don't want to be. And I feel like that's what brought us all four of us here today, because whatever we seen or whatever we went through molded us and started changing us in ways that was meant for the next generation.
Yeah.
Deep as shit, man.
You know what I mean? Like whenever we might have resentments or feel some type of way towards certain things, but at the end of the day, it made us strong as we are. You know what I mean? It made us have the ability to deal with certain things where people look at us like, well, how can you just deal with that like that? And you just be like, hey, I learned how to cope with it. You know?
And that goes back to meditation, bro. Just wrapping your mind around.
Man, that goes back because we were slaves 100 years ago. Let me tell you about this story. This one time, it was funny. I was at this leadership camp, right? And everyone in the camp played this game. It's like circles. And you had to pretty much lie to get to the other circle. But the rules.
What the fuck?
The rules is you can't tell nobody the rules. The rules is you can't tell nobody the rules.
They got this nigga bug. They got him.
Oh man, he said.
He about to stitch us out. They got him.
Cut the mic.
Only he gonna say something.
Oh, he gonna say too much.
Dude, I was in too. He drew me in. What's up, man?
You got kids?
Nah, I ain't got no kids yet. Not that I know of.
Not yet. I can dig it.
You just got come back here.
You just got Grayson?
Yeah,
he just got Grayson.
And that's gonna stay that way because I'm done.
How many you got, P?
Too many. Too many.
Damn.
I got 3 boys. 11, 9, and 4.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh,
that means you had them when shit, when we was in Vegas. Okay, damn.
Yeah, I turned down.
No, I wasn't the father role in Vegas. I was out living my best life, you know, until about 3 years ago. But you know, that's just how life goes.
Hey, better late than never.
Reality smacks you up.
But the thing about it is, I be 100. I tell my kids the truth, you know. And sometimes I feel like I probably shouldn't, but at the same time, I just tell them because hey, I ain't finna come at me talking about you told us don't lie, but you lied to me. Nah, you ain't finna come after me.
Hey. Truth is never bad, man.
What's the illest lie y'all parents told y'all?
I love you no matter what.
That's sad, man. Damn, I didn't think that was gonna be so dark.
That turned. You probably shouldn't have went first.
Yeah, probably not. I'm gonna say a more lighthearted one.
Shit.
I'm gonna say a more lighthearted one. I just found out probably like 3 years ago that it's not illegal to have the car light on while you drive.
Yeah.
It's not a distraction to driver?
No, it's not against the law, bro. You can do that. That's why it's there.
Is that a
I think that came from the light being on shows us as a black person driving the car. So
yeah, I think that's more of that. I think it's more
like,
of that.
Yo, we ain't trying to be seen by these things.
Yeah, we're not trying to be seen. I think it's more of that. But I legit thought it was like against the law. Like, I thought
too.
You get pulled over just for that. Like, I'm sorry, I got the light on.
Hey, to answer your question, I got a good one for you because it ties into the book we're reading. One lie that I was told was options was a good thing. Yeah, because like when you got options and shit, it's confusion. You never actually make a choice until you find that one thing.
They teach you that in in just entrepreneurship and marketing. Like confused mind always says no.
Whew, that goes
Yeah.
in my phrase for the year.
Bar.
My motto for the
That's a
year
bar.
is a chaotic mind. I mean, uncontrollable mind leads to a chaotic life. That's my motto for the year.
Yeah. That was my big flaw too, man. Like coming up, I was always scatterbrained. I always wanted to do this, that, and the other, you know. And I end up not doing anything. That's the result.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I keep bringing it back to the meditation, man, because I think that is just the key thing in life that separates the really, I don't want to say successful, but I'm gonna just use successful in this place for this moment because I really can't think of a word to put there. But success with purpose. Like it's too many great people that I've studied that meditate. You know what I mean? It's like I'd rather live with that data, and so it's like there's certain things I have to do every day at the very least. But even if out of those few things, at the very least I have to meditate. Like even if it's like if my day is completely shattered if I don't meditate. That's the one thing I live like. Some people it's working out. Some people it's, you know, eating breakfast or whatever it is. But that one thing for me that I need to do no matter what, even if I don't work out that day, even if I don't read that day, even if I don't do something super productive today, if I at least have to meditate or I feel like I completely just shit on the day. And it was a waste of day. But that's even with why, because I think that just sets me up for everything else.
I agree with
That
that.
sets me up for a good hoop session. And that sets me up for a good call like this. That sets me up for when I go read and ready to pay attention to learn some new information. So I feel like that is just the core thing for me. And if I can master that, plus it's my brain, it's just my brain. Like nobody, it's you and yourself. There's nobody else. And that's really what it is at the end of the day when you really think about life. So it's like, I can't go master this relationship with my brother. I can't go master this relationship with my dad. If I can't even master this relationship I have in this fucking thing I control here. So that's always the core for me. So like if I know if I master that, there's nothing else in this world that I can't master on the surface level.
Man, you dropping some jewels. You dropping some
I
jewels,
know, man.
man.
Shit.
Yeah, you just went off.
Yeah, all the way.
I blacked out. What I say?
Yeah, you went off. You recording?
This nigga went on a
Yeah.
cipher.
Yeah.
That was hot fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the
you know-
breath of life.
because y'all both said it. You and Kev both said it. You know, it's all mental health. You know, I got a lot of mental health issues.
We all do.
You know,
This is the truth. If you want the cold hard truth, we all do.
Most
You know,
people do.
facts.
But people, only the people that want to do something about it will admit it.
There we go. And I think that's the hardest thing to do is to have that conversation with yourself about telling yourself the truth. Because we lie
it's so difficult. It doesn't get easier either.
You know, because we lie to ourselves and we can come up with so many
Right.
things to convince
Our
us to do
fucking
something
ego
that we
get
know
involved.
better. Yeah, and be knowing better. Be like, you know what? I'm gonna stay focused. I'm not gonna do this. And then next day, well, man, you know, if I do that, I mean, it's gonna be all right. I mean, no one knows.
Talk
It's
yourself,
me.
negotiating with yourself.
Yeah. The next thing you know, boom, you know, messed up.
Man, what?
Yeah, man. That's why you gotta master that mind, man. And that's the first thing. If you look in this world, they try to take for you. That's why you say most people are zombies. Their shit's already
Too
taken.
many zombies.
That's
But like-
really why it's so important to know yourself, so you can recognize when you're negotiating with yourself either negatively or positively.
Mm-hmm.
And it's impossible to do if you don't know.
And you have to pay attention to it. Yeah, you have to find out who you are because your brain. Here's the thing about positivity and negativity: your
Can't
brain
ignore
doesn't
them
know the
voices
fucking
either.
difference. Your brain doesn't know the difference, so it's still going to react the same way, whether it's positive or negative. Your heart may know the difference, but that brain is like, yo, it's information.
That's a bar, because if you have a negative thought, you could try to ignore it, right? But your body's still going to have the symptoms of the negativity you was feeling. So you either have to address it head on, or
which
you're just gonna
also
be like, why do I feel this way? You know what I'm saying?
and which also makes meditation so important, because here's the thing: a lot of people think they can't concentrate enough to meditate for how long or however. But it's like, even if you can't mentally concentrate, your body still needs to go through that process. It's like, even if you don't recognize it. So like doing them breathing patterns, like my body is getting accustomed to something, even if my brain is not all the way there. You know, my body's getting accustomed to a certain way of breathing. So it's like, you still have to go. You're gonna have days. How many days have you had times how you went to a workout and you just like, I went through it, but I just wasn't like, I didn't kill it. I didn't do bad, but I just went through it. I made it through it. I did it through the day. Then you had that next day where you're just like, yo, I fucked it up in the gym today. Yeah, you know, that's exactly how meditation is. Like, some days I'm like, man, I locked the fuck in today. And there's other days like, I just went through it. I got through it. I did it. And that's just building that muscle memory in your brain, and that habit in your brain and also in your body from just the breathing technique. You're building a habit.
Man, even the same goal of meditation is when I go to the gym. Even when I'm like weak and I can't perform at a very high level, I never leave and be like, man, I shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have.
That must have been a trash. You hurt yourself? What happened, man?
It was a bad day.
That's a bad day.
You know what's crazy on the contrast is the times where you feel like you don't want to go to the gym or meditate. You end up doing, like, if you push yourself to do it and you do it, those be the best ones.
When it works out.
Yeah, like, you're like, damn, I'm glad I did that shit.
I think that I even still take that to, because that goes back into like the fighting thing where I talk about the Bruce Lee thing. Like, all right, so jumping rope, but like that first 5 minutes, sometimes I'm like, man, I just do not fucking feel like doing this. Like, but I know by the time I get to that it's not even 5 minutes. Usually by the third round of jumping rope, I'm like, I'm just locked in. But sometimes those first 3 rounds, I'm like, man, let's go through this shit. But I just think about what I want to feel like after I get past that third round. So it's kind of like that first 2 minutes in the ice bath. I'm like, man, I do not want to feel that for breathe. I was like, but how am I going to feel once I get past those 2 minutes? And when you think about that, it pushes you through that time you don't feel like doing it.
I got a question.
Something he said real quick that I always tell myself is I try to do things that I'm gonna thank myself for doing later.
Yeah.
You're having that ability to be like, man, good looking me from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
put that $10 in my pants before I washed it. Yeah.
But even like,
do y'all talk to yourself? Do y'all talk to yourselves and like disrespect yourself to get mad?
Not as much as I used to. I don't. I mean,
like this old football shit for you, Cam. That's something back in them days. I heard just some stories about you, bro. I'm like,
I do when I'm drunk.
I used to be an ill dude when I played football. But I mean, also that's what I thought I was supposed to do, though. Like that's what the culture is. Like, I thought I had to be this crazy guy.
Alan Mack over here.
Yeah. Lattimore and shit.
I used to be cussing dudes out on the field, and I used to call them all kind of things.
In my head, I do that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I do to get like.
I used to do it a lot.
Being focused, like on everything I'm doing right now, that's literally what I do. Like, if I wake up and I'm like, man, I really don't feel like researching and writing all these numbers down, I be talking to myself like, bitch ass nigga, if you don't write this shit down, I'm gonna fuck you the fuck up. You're like to be shit. You gonna fucking burn. Your kids gonna see you fail. You ain't gonna be shit. You ain't going nowhere. I be going in.
I go a little different route. I get it
though, because that's stuff I used to do all the time. Like, but now I just try to approach it with more of a veil of positivity. Like, when it's something I don't want to do, saying things like, instead of saying I have to do this, saying I get to do this. And I know it's cheesy and stuff, but it helps. Because that negativity stick with you, man.
Yeah, see, I'm more like this. I'll tell you this.
Stick on you.
I'm more like, when I get in moods like this, first of all, I'm very petty. I know that I get this from my dad.
You wild,
but like, somebody will say something to me. I can go to like a personal moment, even though it may not even been something that bad. But I can take it and make it oh, you kind of you that's some. If I sense a little doubt, I'm like, I run with that. But when I'm trying to gas myself up for that moment, I'm kind of more like, I'm talking like, yeah, you that nigga, bro. You fuck, nigga. Like it's not like, no, I'm not negative. I'm like, yeah, like, yo, they can't fuck with you, nigga. They can't guard you. Like that's kind of voice that's in my head.
You're not holding yourself hostage to do it, type.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, that.
Go fuck this.
I mean, we'll get the job, dude.
You that guy,
you know. At the end of the day, we'll get the job done.
If somebody say some slick shit to me, I can
be careful how you talking to yourself, King. You a king, guy. Remember that.
I feel like I've been talking to myself like that for so long. I think that's why everybody used to say I was arrogant or cocky, because I be talking this heavy shit to myself that when I finally go forth and do what I was trying to do, I'll be like, yo, I did it. And I just be, I'd be big-headed within myself because I've been talking trash to myself for 6 months, but I no one heard. So when I finally make it, I'm like, I earned it.
Yeah, you got to gas yourself up a little bit more.
Whatever works. With a little grace, King.
You still that nigga, man. I mean, if you need me to gas you, I gas anybody else. You give me. That's honestly, that should be my professional job. I might just open up a store. Like niggas just need to get gassed up real quick. Yo, come tell me what you're working on. You need to build some confidence.
I feel like that shit work too.
They call it the DC gas station.
I'm always trying to give confidence, man, because I know people need it, man. And it's like I can genuinely see what it is that they want to be gassed up about. Like I can see the genuineness, like. And then if I sense that doubt. Because the truth is, I don't want none of that doubt falling on me. Don't be bringing in your doubt in here. You got, like, nah, bro, you got that shit. Yeah. Like, fuck that 25%, nigga. That 25% ain't shit, nigga.
Shit, you did more with less percentage.
You been
I don't think I had.
You got it, bro.
Well, I was born, right?
Yo, but as far as like talking to myself and shit, I always kind of been like on the Goku approach and shit, like the tenacity and all that kind of shit. Like
Goku,
like I won't give up, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
I thought you meant like Goku. You trying to fight?
Oh nah, I'm just saying like whatever like tough situation I'm in or whatever, it's that I won't give up type mentality shit. But I mean, I can go there, you know what I'm saying? I
just believe myself more than I believe anybody else. I'm
not gonna fight nobody anymore. I'm not built like that.
I believe myself more than like, yeah. I just believe if I find enough facts, or not even facts, but just data or research that supports really my approach to doing something, versus just like, especially if like the rest of the world is like completely opposite and they're not doing something that. It's like a person, like you're trying to get in shape and like the fat person's trying to give you advice on how to do it. Like, because what
fat trainer.
Because what
you don't take the advice?
No. Especially if I got different advice from a person that is in shape, that's like...
That is a tough one.
And then and then, plus, it's the combination of that versus my own experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like... You gotta. I think this goes into decision making. Like, how do people think for themselves? And a lot of people don't do that. So that's why I'm such a Dallas Maverick fan. That was like the first decision I consciously remember I made on my own with no outside influence. At least susceptible to what most outside influence you get from being a sports fan. Like, oh, my parents like this team, or I live in this state, or I live, you know what I mean? I was it was the first time it probably wasn't the first time, but it's the first time I can remember. That's always the one I can go to. Like, it was like, so that's where my Dallas Mavs fandom comes from. It's like, yo, that was a decision I made on my own. I thought it through, why I like this team, and this is my decision. And it just grew from there. But it's like, I don't think people have the ability to think for themselves. And that's something I want Grayson to do, or be able to master. It's like, yo, make your own decisions. Because you can't, it's hard to live with somebody else's decisions. At the end. I'm sure by the end of your life, you just live your whole life based off other people's decisions, you're going to feel pretty miserable when it comes time to go.
I mean, that's a big bar. You know, history is riddled with examples of people doing one thing that has not aged particularly well, in modern days. So just because it's law don't mean it's right.
Which goes to the, I did want to say this. I'm glad you said that because I hear a lot of talk, man, about like, you know, the advancement of like technology, you know, modern medicine.
Oh, you getting some CRISPR? You gonna get some?
But it's like, I think people forget like there's also been an advancement in a lot of negative shit too, like manipulation, you know, corruption, and those kinds of things. So it's like when people like say just follow, do stuff, just because there's been advancements or like it's like there's also been advancements in the negative shit as well too. So you still have to be wary.
Yeah, Spider-Man uncle was spitting.
Uncle Ben?
Hey, I need you to hurry up. Johnny got to use the restroom.
Uncle Ben, nigga.
Great power comes great responsibility.
Big spit.
That's a bar, man. That's a bar. Like, I ain't about to go on another rant.
Hey, D, so who's do we got an idea of what the next book gonna be, or
I'm probably let one of y'all pick. I do have an idea for one, but or we can all throw out a book and we just take a vote on the ones who I was thinking.
So I was looking at some shit.
Go ahead. What were you thinking? Just we might as well throw it out there.
Yeah, what was it?
This is a book called The Way of Men by Jack Donovan. It's a book I started reading like 2 months ago. It's pretty good so far, anyways.
I mean, that sounds cool to me, honestly.
It's got like a tribal feel.
I'm fucking with whatever, man.
I'm down.
Just a suggestion.
Send a text to the group, just so we can remember it.
I'm down. I'm halfway to Cast. If y'all heard of that, and that's crazy.
10X Rule. It's my favorite book.
Grant Cardone.
Yeah, Grant. I probably listened to that book 100 times.
Yeah, see, you an intense individual, my friend. There's no way I could listen to that book. Because he does
his own. Yeah, he does his own audio book.
Oh, he's yelling in my ear, bro. I'm like, chill, bro. I'm definitely not in that school of entrepreneur. I mess with it.
People.
I mess with it a long way.
See, but that's the thing, though. That's why I threw this out there, because
is that Marcus?
Yeah,
that's dollar Frex, baby. That's dollar Frex.
Hey, but
the guy, he got the bottles pouring. He living. Look at it. They pouring the bottles.
He living.
He got a show.
My God.
On the gram.
Nah, he ain't gonna do that. He there with a shorty, but he ain't gonna snap the shorty. You know.
Hey, but
Claire ain't gonna do that.
But I wanted to say though, this book, the book that I suggested though, it ain't really much about entrepreneurship. It's more like about like fucking biology and masculinity and shit like that.
I mean, dude, this is life, bro. This ain't just about
you can apply it
about life.
It sounds good.
Though.
Yeah, bro. That I can learn. You can attach entrepreneurship to anything.
Yeah, it's definitely applicable.
Yeah, I'm down to listen.
But no, so it don't always have to be about entrepreneurship. If y'all got an idea, man, throw that shit. Anything like you said, like we can take and learn from. How to Win Friends and Influence People was on my mind.
The classics.
Yeah, you know me. I like the old school. I like the old school with the niggas. You know, go to the source, straight to the core. But either way, we can send a text for it. We'll make that the next one, and we'll.
That was by Jack Donovan.
Yeah,
that sounds like a winner to me. So,
I mean, it's all about learning. I like learning.
Yeah. But all right, niggas, man. I think this was good shit, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Did we go past an hour?
You selling for the Marcus pictures though? That shit crazy.
We big past Well,
Nigga,
where you at?
We closing on us.
It's 10:30.
I'm
Well, at
in
least here.
Mississippi. I'm in Mississippi. It's 9.
What time? Okay, I was like, you're an hour behind us. All right.
Yeah. You know, I'm in that one state that nobody ever want to go to. Can't name nothing in Mississippi. Name something in Mississippi. I'll wait. Exactly.
I was gonna name a letter in the word.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Say,
I was like,
crooked letter?
Mississippi.
Oh,
No, but actually, Mississippi, they got some crazy things out here, man. Especially when it comes to like black people. It's wild. But it's weird. It's a weird place. It's a very weird place. They're behind the times, just like Canton back in 1998, 99.
Oh shit! Abandoned buildings and shit.
Yeah, abandoned buildings. You might see some FUBU hoodies, FUBU jerseys. I mean, it's really a step back in time all the way. Like people be in the grocery store barefoot. It's crazy.
Damn.
It's crazy, but
niggas rocking lugs and shit.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Oh, all right, man. Well,
95 degrees, you might see somebody in a corduroy suit. Come on, hey brother, let me talk to you. Like,
talk to you.
Oh, shit.
I did buy a book though from a dude at a Walmart.
He was selling his own book?
Yeah, dude got his own book. It's called Your Heaven Within.
So Eugene. All right, man.
Huh?
What's his name?
Yeah, Eugene Bracy.
Shout out Eugene Bracy.
Yeah, but this is the brother right here. This is him with a haircut.
Free promo. Free promo.
He got the church.
Top that.
The church boy haircut.
Yeah, he had the church cut. But when I seen him, he was out there on his thugging. And I was just like, "This is you? You sure this is you?" But no, he was a good brother though, man. We had a good conversation.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah,
all right, niggas. Let me get off here,
man.
So I can wrap this up, man. It's getting late.
Yeah, it's been a good call, man. It's good to be
next
back.
week, man. Next week we fuck it up again, man.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Stay blessed.
All right, guys.
All right, fellas. Yep.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.